Hey guys, welcome back to the Halo Forge epidemic. This is Psychoduck, and I'm here with the entire THFE team. I've got Mr. Pokephile,
Hello.
Solid Snake,
Hi.
Paints,
Hey guys.
and Master Debates,
Yo.
all here to talk about the recent Halo news from E3. So this is kind of a special video. We've got a ton of news to cover, lots of stuff to talk about. We're each going to chime in, bring kind of our own thoughts on this. We're going to cover the news. We're going to, give our thoughts, inferences on some of it as well. And we're going to have this split up into two separate videos. So first, we want to talk to you guys about campaign. And all of the campaign details largely focused on this Halo Master Chief Collection. And I'm going to turn it over to Snake because he is the man with the plan.
That is actually true. I'm the only person that's got it written down. You guys need to prepare yourselves. Prepare yourself before you wet yourself. But no, basically there's the obvious things. The major thing to know is that the game is going to be about $60. And for the UK people, that's going to be about £65. And for 4 games with all of the DLC ever, it's pretty freaking phenomenal. I can't pronounce that word. I'm weird like that.
I think before we even delve into the details, I guess it's worth just reiterating. This is a single package, single disc, going to Xbox One on November 11th, 2014, for $60.
Yes.
And for UK people,
That's the gist of it.
that's
Or
65
70 Canadian dollars.
Or 10 billion, however many,
Zimbabwe dollars.
Yeah. Anyways, continue, Snake.
But yeah, obviously you have the graphical boost to Halo 2 Anniversary, which is the other major announcement. Like, Master Chief Collection was only rumored, and it's one of those things that just sounded like it was too good to be true. You have all of these amazing things, all of the maps ever. Yeah, right. And then you have Halo 2 Anniversary, which is a lot of people's favorite game for obvious reasons. And like they've managed to put every one of these games into a single user interface, so you can seamlessly switch between Halo Combat Evolved to Halo 4 to Halo 2 to Halo 3 with no effort in the slightest.
Right. It's very it's actually kind of impressive how it's all going to fit together because each of these games is running on its own engine. It's not
On a
all
single
being
disc.
it's not all being remade. It's the original games on their original engines, but we obviously already had the Halo CE remastered, and then we're getting the same treatment for Halo 2. And then Halo 3 and Halo 4 are going to be obviously there'll be some level of visual upgrade, if
Oh,
only
of course.
because
There-
it's going to be 1080.
Yes, exactly.
1080p.
They bumped up to 1080p. I believe that they're both 720p native. I could be wrong on that, but I even jumping up to 1080p, we're going to see
Yeah, Halo
much more
3 is
graphical
720
fidelity.
native.
Everything
Yeah.
is 1080p bare minimum. It will go up to that, but the only graphical boost that you might see will be with Halo Anniversary, but that was recently released, so don't expect anything there. Halo 2,
Yeah.
because it's the Anniversary Edition, but Halo 3 and Halo 4 might only get a slight buff because they're being boosted to 1080p.
Yeah, and everything at 60 frames per second, all right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
overall,
awesome.
I think we're seeing just a huge boost in the hardware because of the Xbox One and the much larger disc. They're able to make these, like where you press select and it goes back to the old graphics. That's going to be a lot faster now, even though it's switching between 2 different engines, that kind of stuff. It's just going to be a lot faster.
It's actually
Well, yeah, it's instant now. To switch between the two
Yeah.
in a
They're
campaign.
actually getting rid of that
Instantaneous.
fade. That fade
Yeah.
that was in Halo 1 is not going to be there in a
that was annoying.
Right.
That was just an
So yeah,
inconvenience.
for those following along at home, what we're talking about is like if you if you're playing Halo 2 Anniversary campaign in this these new textures, new models, high res, all that, instant button press takes you back to classic Halo 2 exactly as it looked when the game launched in 2004
Right.
on the original Xbox.
They have the while you're actually playing, you can switch instantaneously, as well as in the middle of the cinematics in Halo 2 Anniversary, you'll be able to do an instantaneous switch.
I didn't know you could do the
Actually,
cinematics.
going a little bit more on the cinematics. As you guys know, Halo 2 had over an hour of just the cinematics, and actually 343i has brought in Blur Studios to work on the graphics. For those of you who don't know, Blur Studios has done a lot of trailer work, specifically with League of Legends, Batman Arkham Origins, Elder Scrolls Online, Dark Souls 2, Injustice. There's a huge list. If you go on their website, you can see all their work. But really impressive track record. Really good company.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even some of the screenshots that Halo Waypoint released of the stuff. I mean, like looking at the differences between the Arbiter then and Arbiter now is incredible. And then also, I said this earlier, but the picture of Sergeant Johnson, I legitimately thought it was a real photograph of an actor playing Sergeant Johnson.
It actually fools you until you go back and look at it. I mean, like, it's one of those things that you don't notice it, but until you actually see the old Johnson beside him, and that's the only reason you notice it. It's like, wait, that's oh no, that's can't be. And then you see like Johnson there. It's just like, mother of God, that's actually an animated character in a game and not a picture.
Right.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, seeing the graphical upgrade on the environments is one thing where, the lighting is obviously vastly improved and the textures are all, much higher res and all that. That's one thing, but the character models are just, the jump in quality is hysterical. I mean, because that Sergeant Johnson model, I think it's the best example. It's
they asked
insane.
Frank O'Connor where, and the other guy, they asked him too, like where they pulled the models from, if they were just completely remodeled or pulled from whichever game. And he actually said that they're pulled from a lot of different games, like all of the games pretty much. So it's going to be a kind of a combination of like the best, hopefully the best looking character models that we've seen yet.
Well, and then I think the facial that facial modeling on Sergeant Johnson and Lord Hood is new.
Hood's pretty funny.
Like, that's not pulled from anything.
Hood's just pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, so they're at least the characters whose faces you're going to see a lot of in the cinematics is interesting. I think going like in relation to the cutscenes, they've talked about extending them a little bit and tying it into Halo 5. So, this is this big like retrospective package, but they want to tie it into, they want to look forward a little bit. So in the trailer for this, it actually had the Arbiter talking to the new Spartan character from Halo 5 who was on that Halo 5 Guardians like art, and so it's tying that together, so this means, I'm assuming, I guess this is an inference, this isn't explicitly confirmed, but so the Arbiter is probably going to be in Halo 5. He's talking, to this character that's only in Halo 5. It's forward looking,
That's more than likely. With the concept art that was released a few weeks ago, they actually show this sort of like desert type city, and I didn't realize till today that you see the Arbiter talking to this mysterious Spartan, which I think his name is Agent Glock, but I thought
it might have been Clark. It was hard to understand what.
It's a little bit difficult to hear, but I'm calling him Agent Glock.
Agent Glock.
For reasons. Don't judge me.
He's raising the Glock, man.
That would be bad or something.
But I'm more than certain. I've got a gut feeling that this is going to be set in St. Helios. There's nothing to back that up. Aside from St. Helios was a planet that looked a little bit like Mars. It was a red planet, but it was also very desert-like. And obviously the structures that you see, they are not human-made, and they're not Forerunners. So 2 and 2 together.
Well, I think I had seen speculation like a few weeks ago regarding that concept art.
Great phone call.
Wow, that's not supposed to happen.
Well, so
have you tried turning it on and off?
Yeah, I'm gonna go turn it
off. Anyways, so that concept art, I had seen speculation that it might be St. Helios, which is the elite homeworld.
Yeah,
the St. Heli. And there were multiple reasons for that. And then in this Halo 2 anniversary trailer, you look and you see it's a
One of
trailer for the whole package, not just Halo
one
2.
of the
But
things that you see just whenever it's sort of like transitioning between them, you're talking about the longer cutscenes, is whenever you see the return to sender scene, which is the Covenant antimatter bomb. You see like Chief carrying it out, and I freaked out. I was like, holy,
well, yeah,
wow,
that scene was in the original Halo 2 trailer.
yeah.
I think that was the original Halo 2 reveal trailer, so that's why
I
I'm
never
sure they
thought of
chose
that.
that.
I just was like, this is so badass.
Yeah, no, that was a retrospective thing. They had like the cool music and Chief going down the elevator, and Cortana's "What if you miss?"
I won't.
Yeah. I think that's partially why in the original Halo 5 Guardians announcement that they did on Halo Waypoint, they said that your first step in the new Halo universe or whatever
Your
would be
journey
with
begins.
with a giant leap, which was referring to the first trailer from Halo 2 where Chief takes a giant leap, and I think that's was kind of a hint at what they showed today because it was the same thing. So
If that's true, it's
All right,
it's weird to look back in retrospect that you see all these pieces of the puzzle just fitting together.
yeah, I know they had it bolded and everything. Like it was someone posted a comment somewhere linking it to that trailer. I think it might have been in Reddit or something, and I don't know. They were right.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, it's interesting for me because like just as Halo 2 Anniversary is a remake of Halo 2, that trailer was in some ways not quite a remake of that original Halo 2 trailer, but it definitely
Yeah.
was very referential of
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So it was kind of cool thinking like, man, 10 years ago we were in that, That's a long time.
I absolutely love how
Yeah.
they tied it in too. Like that was a really really good way to start that announcement off because at first you definitely thought it was the Halo 2 Anniversary announcement, but then as soon as the thing started to glitch a little bit,
Yeah.
and you heard the other voice, like what was
Who's that?
like I was
It sounds
it was,
oddly familiar.
that was very very nice to see it done like that, and then they did it in the order that they did it. It was quite good. I liked it.
Yeah, it was. And then
Something else that they added, something that we're actually used to, is the ability to play online multiplayer in campaign.
Co-op
Like,
for the first
yeah.
time online.
play two people.
co-op.
And
sure.
they've actually added a few options with that, being able to like make your playlist of missions. So that was kind of cool.
Right.
We're kind of in this modern sort of format of campaign,
It's actually
and that
Yeah.
was kind of a cool addition.
it's pretty
I
funny.
think.
Sorry, Doug. What?
Oh, well, I think the playlist is something big we want to talk about in a bit. But yeah, Halo 3 was the first Halo game that allowed for online co-op. So now they're letting you
Right.
do that for Halo 2. And you could in
Right.
Halo CE with CE Anniversary, but now here you can again.
Just before we move too far on, I just want to touch back on the Arbiter. The whole reason that people are speculating that this, well, by people I mean me, are speculating that this is Sanghelios is there's some stuff in the books. I'm not going to bother to spot it, but after Halo 3, Arbiter went back to Sanghelios to take care of his people. With the recent comic, Halo Escalation, you also see that there's certain diplomatic problems that they're still having. So the Arbiter is still like all nicey nice with the UNSC, but the Covenant that you fight in Halo 4 are a completely different group led by a different elite called Jolam Dama. Now there's a
Yeah.
whole other thing to that there, but for the Arbiter, he said that he was going to stay on Sanghelios for reasons, the political reasons. He didn't want to see his people fall into civil war. So, it could be interesting to see where the story goes from that. The elites don't really feel comfortable with humans being on their homeworld. They're like, well, we screwed these people over so much, and, we might have killed billions of their people. But details, we'll just let that go.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so as far as other ties to that, there's in addition to those, there's going to be small extensions to some of the cutscenes in some areas, correct?
That is pretty much correct. If it's
Yeah.
anything like what we've seen with the trailer, you can expect to see certain parts added in added in throughout the cutscenes themselves.
Yeah.
Because what you see,
To relate back to Halo 5.
yeah, what you seen was Chief lifting out the bomb, and as Pokefell said, the screen starts to glitch a little bit, and then you know something's up. So it could lead you to speculate that they'll add in a little bit throughout the cutscenes or at the end of them.
Yeah.
Just to be like, well, this happened.
Oh, it's like Halo 3 all over again. Where you had Cortana
when
come down
Cortana.
and like completely slow down your movement and all that.
Oh,
Only
yeah.
it won't be
Or the
annoying as
Grave Mind
hell.
would come on.
Oh my
Be like,
god, the
"Oh,
stupid
yeah,
grave
my
line.
butthead." Yeah.
Through the end as we
Um,
go.
You
Yeah,
will walk
I'm-
dramatically and slow through the passageway.
But in addition to those extensions to the cutscenes, there's also going to be some other hidden like Easter eggs, like terminals and such
Yeah.
in Halo 2 Anniversary that are gonna be, referencing Halo 5, like just setting up, giving you little story tidbits and that sort of thing.
I'm hoping that it's like Halo 4's terminals, but only a little bit more fluent, because it doesn't seem like I want it to look like a cutscene type deal, and not like
I'm guessing.
pictures mashed together. That sounds
Yeah.
so hateful, but I very much enjoyed the terminals, but I mean, I want more.
Well, yeah. Were the terminals in Halo CE Anniversary not, video things?
Halo
They were.
4's were more video like.
Yeah.
CE's they were okay, but they weren't text, and they were sort of videos, but not really.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I'm
difficult
sure
to
these will
explain.
be more in line with that,
Right.
you know. But then I think that probably covers everything relating to like, Halo 5 story tie-ins. I think probably the big thing with this whole package is like we were talking about how it's all tied together into this one game and housed in this single menu, all that is the playlist feature.
That is definitely something. Now with playlists, that goes for campaign and multiplayer. We don't know how that works out yet, so
Yeah.
we don't know if you can make your own custom playlist or they're like set in stone.
Oh,
Well,
I
actually,
believe
no,
they're
in the
custom.
interview, yes, in the interview, they mentioned that you will be able to make your own custom playlist or
The-
something like that.
the
With
phrase
missions,
I
yeah.
saw was self-curated playlists,
Yeah.
which
Yep,
is
that sounds
a
right.
fancy way of saying customizable. And we'll talk more about how that factors into multiplayer later. But
Story wise,
so there's 45 missions included in this, and they're not actually all missions because this actually includes cutscenes. Like there's the cuts. It says
Oh yeah.
in the menu it shows like there's 10 missions for Halo 4. There's actually only 8 missions in Halo 4, and then 2 of those are cutscenes, like
Yes.
the intro and the outro. Halo 3 it says there's 10 missions. There's actually only 9, but then there's the arrival cutscene at
Right.
the start.
and then the epilogue.
But so there's actually like 40-ish campaign missions.
well,
It's
90.
like in Halo Reach. In Halo Reach, the first mission, you just fly through the air and then just like basically you watch that cutscene, you complete a mission.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's that, but what you can do, I mean, if you wanted to, I'm sure you could make a playlist that's just like all those cutscenes, or you could make a playlist that's every mission where you fight the Flood, or every Arbiter mission from Halo 2, or Halo 2's campaign without any of the Arbiter missions, or you could do anything.
Or every Warthog driving mission, like the
Yeah,
ending
from
for
the
yeah.
entire
There's,
series.
it's actually
Yeah.
funny that you say that. But just to touch on something that I briefly said, there's going to be like a total of 90 if you include Spartan Ops. There's 50 Spartan Ops missions, so there's that as well.
Right, I forgot about
But with
Spartan Ops.
the end runs, they had a few examples that they actually had up. One of them was the MC Saga, which is the Master Chief Saga. So that was, I'm guessing, every game, every level, everything. Then there was a few vehicle-based ones. There was hogs, jets, tanks, and mechs. I have no idea what any of these mean, but probably just vehicles.
Well, I'm sure that would be a
The
vehicle.
missions
These are
with- yeah.
these are either example playlists or like default playlists that might ship with
Yeah.
the game, but you could make your own.
Then there's like
Um,
just sorry to interrupt real quick, but there was a few others. There was Flooded, which obvious reasons would be the flood, and
Flood levels. Yep.
That's the paint playlist right there.
God damn it.
Yeah.
And
All those awesome flood missions, Floodgate and Cortana included.
you know it.
Oh, let's play the library on
Oh,
Legendary.
please kill me.
Well,
You're
Skulls
on,
on
buddy.
You can make a playlist that has the library on Legendary, followed closely by Cortana on Legendary, you know?
Why would you do that to yourself?
You know, I didn't think Cortana was that bad, actually.
Cortana
No,
was
Cortana was
annoying.
nowhere near as bad. The library, though. Oh,
The library
The
was.
the Rocket Flood?
Oh, that was fun.
yes.
The Rocket Flood.
I've got memories there.
You know, here's something I just thought of. This package does not include Halo Reach because Halo Reach obviously is not part of Master Chief's story. However, half of Halo 2 you're playing as the Arbiter. So, but I'm sure that'll still be included.
Oh, for sure.
No,
they
it
would-
has
they would
it
mix
has
them.
to be
Yeah.
actually because it
Yeah.
said there were 15 missions for Halo 2. But it's just kind of interesting, you know.
Well,
You're gonna play as Arbiter still in the Master Chief saga.
if they're doing the cutscene
Yeah.
things and they're adding more in, and they're, as you see in the trailer, the Arbiter is talking to this mysterious Spartan, Agent Glock, because that's his name. Like you see him talking to him, so every time that you would see the Arbiter talking about certain things that happened in his past and how that led up to him meeting Chief
Sure.
for Halo 3, etc., it would make perfect sense to sort of include that there, just to sort of be like, well, you know, we fought through this, and I didn't realize until such and such, or he helped me,
Right.
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. No, I'm sure it'll all be tied together. Because that
some of
seems to be.
actually-
Sorry.
Well, yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but one thing I'm actually wondering now that I think about it, you're gonna have the Arbiter missions and you're gonna have the Chief missions in Halo 2 Anniversary. So I'm wondering if, because you know how they said they will, you know, they'll leave little hints and terminals like they did with CE Anniversary and Halo 2 Anniversary. I'm wondering if they're going to tailor the hints that they give out, the little secrets they add, to depending on who you're playing as in the mission. They might do hints towards the Arbiter's role in Halo 5 in his missions and the Chief story in his missions. I'm wondering if they're going to do something like that.
Yeah, I'm sure that they would be contextual like that. You know, I'm sure they're gonna make sense with like where you're at in the story. You know.
Right.
It'll be interesting.
Or
Yeah.
if not, you could make it in your own playlist.
Right,
Right.
exactly. I think that really the biggest undertaking with this, I mean, obviously, like, making the HD, all the HD stuff for Halo 2, is pretty big. But I think, honestly, the biggest undertaking for this is, like, incorporating it all into one package. That's making it all seamless, making all these different game engines communicate, making it all like fit together and be like seamless to navigate through the menus and make sense. Because it's going to be interesting when you have this playlist where you go from like a Halo CE mission to a Halo 4 mission to a Halo 3 mission to a Halo 2 mission to it's going to be interesting.
It really is. Like, regardless of your opinion on any of the games, it's a great price, and it's
like it's amazing. It's like pretty much the best deal in terms of like what you're getting for the price you're paying.
Yeah.
Certainly quantity of content. Yeah, for the
it's
price
overwhelming.
is pretty huge.
Like, regardless of your
Very
opinion
much so.
on any of the games, it's a goddamn amazing deal, and you would be silly to pass it up.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, is there anything else campaign related we want to talk about then?
Well, there's a split screen and system support, but one that I really wanted to cover was the pre-order bonuses. So far, I know of two. There's the pre-order for buying off Amazon, which is the Pinata Skull, which is every time you beat the crap out of a grunt or an enemy, they drop a plasma grenade. So I don't know the way that's gonna work.
Ooh, they're actually doing pre-order mode with skulls.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
GameStop.
Yep. And
GameStop has one of the, well, it's the better bonus here, the Bandana Skull, which if
Super
you've
Skull.
played Anniversary, that's a pretty big game changer.
it is
What's it
the
do?
it is the infinite ammo and infinite grenades.
Oh,
Spam all the grenades.
great.
Hey Duck, plasma grenades for days. I know how much you love them.
Yeah,
So,
I can't
yes.
wait till Shu plays this and gets infinite grenades. He's just going to be like, you committed suicide.
Betrayal.
Needless to say,
You committed suicide again. Betrayal.
Yeah,
Betrayal.
needless to say, I will be pre-ordering with GameStop.
Oh,
I can't
that's
resist.
just great.
Yeah,
The
GameStop's
frickin'
actually paying us
GameStop
for
just
this.
closed down in my own town. That's just great.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't have
All right,
it
What is
well,
here.
Is that it for campaign stuff?
That's
Or?
pretty much it for campaign stuff.
Oh,
All right. Well, we will talk to you guys about multiplayer in a separate video for sake of not having this ridiculously long single video. So stay tuned for that. If you don't stay tuned for that, thanks for watching anyway, and bearing with our quintuple commentary.
Quintuplets. That's what we are.
Anyways, all right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.
In a bit.